What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope everybody's doing well out there on this beautiful Friday. I'm doing real good myself. Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in recognition to observing this day for worshiping the Most High. Sundown this evening to sundown tomorrow evening. Let's get some worship and praises in my people. We definitely need it in this crazy world, you know. Now, to get into this particular story that I've come across, Detroit woman says she woke up to pastor peeing on her on plane. All right. I'm going to tell you guys right now, they have not released the identity of this bastard that did this to this woman, which further leads me to believe that he's a white man. You know, not only that they didn't release his identity, but also because look at the nature of this whole beast right here, peeing on somebody. Okay, let's get into this story right here. Detroit Fox 2, released a story. A well-known pastor from North Carolina is accused of relieving himself on a sleeping woman in a back seat of a Delta plane as she returned to Detroit from Las Vegas. Alicia Beverly had just spent a great time in Vegas and could not wait to get home Monday night. They were on the red-eye flight, and pretty much everyone was asleep, including her. All right. Now, after we go through this story, then we'll check out the video. It goes on to say, Alicia said she was curled up in the back seat next to her sister when suddenly she woke up to feeling of being urinated on. Okay. Man, this is disgusting, man. I tell you, look at the disrespect of this motherfucker. And then they want to hide his identity, you know? To continue, it says, it felt warm, like on the side of me. I felt something warm, she said. In her sleepy haze, right at eye level, okay? She saw something very unexpected. I jumped up and I seen his private area out, and I screamed, and that woke everybody up, Alicia said. By that time, I actually looked at him, and I see him shake himself off. You hear this shit? You hear this shit. So he's definitely conscious of what he's doing. There's no excuse whatsoever for this motherfucker, you know? And I'm like, this man just peed on me. I looked, and there was a puddle of pee in the seats, okay? She screamed and got the attention of everyone on the plane, including an off-duty officer who rushed over and restrained the man, a well-known pastor from North Carolina. According to sources, the pastor had apparent reaction to a sleep aid. Bullshit, okay? I'm adding that's bullshit, you see? You had a allergic reaction, you know what I mean? Whatever, reaction to a sleep aid, but you knew to shake yourself off. Like every man does after he relieves himself. Okay? This motherfucker did this shit on purpose. And it's too bad that this sister didn't gouge this motherfucker eyes out for doing that shit. You see. Now, to continue, he didn't say anything the whole time he was standing there. Standing, okay? Alicia said, whoa, what disrespect, man? What disrespect, okay? They need to release the identity of this bastard, which I know he's got to be a white man, because if he wasn't a white man, they would have shown his identity, number one. Number two, well, it probably wouldn't have happened, because this is shit that a lot of low-life pieces of shit, racist pigskin motherfuckers do. That's some kind of fantasy, sexual gratification, for them to pee on somebody, especially a black woman. You see, it's just too bad that his sister didn't fuck him up. It's just really too bad. Now, in conclusion, Alicia said after being treated like a bathroom, she sat in those wet clothes for several hours before landing at Detroit Metro in Romulus. The pastor was taken into custody but isn't been charged yet. The FBI handles incidents in the air, and they will make a decision on charges. Alicia naturally is filled with anxiety. All right. Who is this pastor? I would really like to know who this motherfucker is. You see? I left work yesterday because I couldn't stay, but I had to tell them why I needed to leave. It was a lot. My anxiety was really high, literally. Okay. Since then, I have only gotten 4 hours of sleep, she said. She said she's grateful the officer who was there took charge of the pastor and something is being done for his actions. The pastor's camp has decided not to comment on the story. Fuck that. It's just too bad you couldn't have gouged that motherfucker eyes out or popped him in the damn throat, bust him in his little wrinkled, little fucked up little nuts or something and made him pay the price for being so fucking disrespectful. You see, this is the reason why I say to all the sisters that's out there, it's just a good thing not to be out traveling by yourself if you can help it. Because, you got a lot of these racist pigskins. And let me clarify something. You're not a pigskin unless you're racist. You understand? If you're a racist, low-life piece of shit, pigskin, then I'm going to call you that. I'm going to call you just that. So, no need to be offended if you are not a racist. But if your ass is a racist, then you will be offended. Okay? So, the thing is this. They need to release the identity of this damn pastor so he can be at least publicly shamed for what he has done. If he's a well-known pastor, he should be shamed for what he has done. He did this shit on purpose. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And he need to be properly disciplined. You understand? Let's check this video out.
From Las Vegas, pretty much everyone on board was sleeping. One woman in the back was woken up in the most disturbing way.
I've never been more ready to come back home until then.
Detroiter Alicia Beverly could not wait to get back, ironically, from Sin City.
It's just a girls trip. I was with my sister.
Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, had fun.
Monday night, curled up in a back seat next to her sister on board a Delta flight. Alicia was asleep until
it started to get warm on this side of me.
In that sleepy haze, right at eye level, something unexpected.
I jump up and I seen his private area out, so I screamed and that woke everybody on the plane up. By the time I actually looked at him and I see him shaking himself up, I'm like, this man just peed on me.
Her scream getting the attention of an off-duty officer on board.
In the midst of me doing all that, I looked, it was like a puddle of pee in the seat.
Alicia says the officer rushed over, restraining the man who turned out to be a well-known pastor from North Carolina. Sources tell us the pastor had an apparent bad reaction to a sleep aid.
He didn't say anything the whole time he was standing there.
Just like you were a bathroom.
Yeah.
Alicia sat in those wet clothes for hours before landing at Detroit Metro, where the pastor was taken into custody. He hasn't been charged yet. The FBI handles incidents in the air. They'll make a decision on charges. Meanwhile, Alicia is filled with anxiety.
I left work yesterday because I couldn't stay, but I had to tell him why I needed to leave because
That's fucked up, man.
it was a lot. Like, my anxiety was really bad. I literally, since then, I probably only had maybe like 4 hours of sleep.
She's grateful, though, for the officer who took charge.
I'm literally very thankful that he was on there and something was able to be done right away, and it wouldn't have been like my word against his, with somebody on there to actually see.
We spoke with the pastor's camp by phone. They're choosing not to comment right now. As for Delta, they referred us to local police. Reporting in Romulus, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Whoa. All I'm going to say is this, I hope that the young, sister can basically get past this shit right here. You know what I mean? Hopefully she can even sue this motherfucker for what, he did to her. You understand? It's like there's some, definitely some emotional damages there. Who wouldn't be damaged, in some way, shape, or form for being treated like a fucking urinal or something like that, But I wish somebody would release the identity of this bastard who did this shit. At least we can see who it is, and get this motherfucker the business. You see what I'm saying? He needs the business, if you know what I'm saying. This motherfucker needs to be dealt with. See, this is what they think that they can do and get away. do things like this and get away with it and then lie talking about some damn sleep aid. You had to be standing up. You knew fucking well what you were doing. You knew what you were doing. You see? And then you call yourself a fucking pastor. Pastor of what? Shit? A shit ass church? And your congregation is too, for even being among you. Talking about having unfruitful works of, never participate with unfruitful works of darkness. Well, for the ones that are in the congregation of this pastor's church right here, you are fraternizing with unfruitful works of darkness. Your pastor ain't shit. He's a fucking lowlife. And he needs to be exposed and dealt with. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this story right here. I'm interested in hearing y'all thoughts, views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.